How's it going, everybody? My name is Sam, and in today's video, I want to talk about more of what you can do at home, or if you are in the hobby itself, to help preserve the conservation of turtles and tortoises. I want to talk about what the threats are to these animals, as well as, even if you can't house them yourself, other ways that you can support them to basically ensure that they don't go extinct. For those of you that don't know, turtles and tortoises make up the most endangered group of animal species on Earth. Over 60%. That means if you had 10 pennies, 6 of those for turtles are listed as threatened. That is insane. That is incredible. You would never have thought that such, a diverse animal group could be so close to being extinct or endangered. So this is why so many private keepers, as well as zoo facilities and private organizations, are working so hard to help conserve these animals. Let's talk about why they are such a heavily endangered group. And a lot of these are going to be really clear that, in the last decade or so, many people are learning what is contributing to the endangerment of these animals. I'm just going to list off a couple of reasons why. So for one, you have destruction of their natural habitats. The human population is growing and we are taking over everything. And with that, we need more space, and which means that we're either going to go into their land and clear it out to build homes or facilities there, or we're going to do the same thing but take away that wood and natural habitat to build places in other areas. You can see this a lot in Florida, where they are literally cutting out pieces of the Everglades in order to build more suburbs. Not only does this affect turtles and tortoises, but this affects all animals as well. Now, turtles and tortoises are different, but they are the same in a way as well. So I'm just gonna say turtles from now on, but just know that I'm meaning this in a broad way as turtles and tortoises. Another contribution to endangerment of these animals is the pet trade. You see a lot of keepers have these animals. What I can tell you right now is a lot of these animals, especially the ones that are labeled as farm bred, are not actually farm bred. Now, you can see a lot of these, and I hate to call out reptile shops, but I'm not gonna name them, but there's almost every exotic reptile shop there is. You will see Russian tortoises and Herman's tortoises. And this is the same way for PetSmart and Petco. If you look at them, they're exactly 4 inches in size when they get them. And you can see this for redfoots too that they carry. The reason for this is by law, before they can be exported out of another country and imported into the US, they have to be a minimum of 4 inches. That is, I believe it's federal law. What that means is these animals are not being bred in the US, they are being bred out in other countries on farms. And what I mean by farms is they are taking wild-caught animals, not doing anything to make them habituated in terms of health, in terms of parasites, and they are just enclosing them in large areas and collecting the eggs. So basically, these farm-bred animals are still wild-caught. They are taking them, importing them to us, or exporting them to us. We are receiving them and then reselling them in exotic pet shops, Petco, PetSmart, Pet Supplies Plus. Other big-name pet stores are taking basically wild-caught animals. And that's why a lot of times they have such mutilated-looking shells, is because what they're doing is feeding these animals dog food, and that actually helps them grow faster, but it also will deform their shells. So I think to yourself, okay, I'm gonna be saving this animal from Petco or PetSmart. This is gonna be a hard truth to think of, but the best thing you can do is not buy those animals. And the reason for that is because if you're buying them, they're gonna send more in. And as terrible as it is a thing to say, it's better to, I hate saying this, it's better to let that animal suffer in them and possibly die in their care to help save the vast majority of the other ones that are going to be exported out from other countries. It sounds horrible, it really does, and I hate to say it, but it is the sad truth. We need, as a whole, to stop buying animals from pet stores and start buying them from small breeders who breed these animals and help support them knowing they have captive bred animals, knowing they've dewormed these animals, knowing they have habituated them to living in captivity and getting a healthier animal and help supporting other people as well. So that's a bit more of a tougher aspect to go into, but it's something that needs to be said. So that's another reason what is contributing to the extinction of these animals. Another one I want to speak about is exotic medicines. So China is a big one for this. They will hold these markets and they use this with elephant tusks for their ivory as well as turtles and tortoises. And they think that these animals have properties that can help cure cancers and cure diseases. I don't know where they get their info from, but it's been proven to not be true. Okay, these animals are not going to do anything to make your health any better than a cow does. I actually listened to a podcast about a month ago that was talking about that I think it was the bone marrow of cows is actually better at curing some sort of, I think it was a cancer, than it is in turtle shells that has that same prospect. Just so you guys know. They don't know that. I don't know. There's a language barrier. Maybe they do know and they just don't care. I don't know, but medicines is not gonna be helpful in terms of turtles and tortoises, but it is having such a heavy impact because people are willing to pay so much money to have better health when it's actually been proven to not do anything for your health as well. Now, there are other contributing factors, but for the sake of time, I want to talk about what we can do to help these animals. Now, the first one is the big one that you're gonna think about is money. Private keepers, preservation groups, and zoo facilities could help with these animals because they're already working with the animals, and you paying them and helping them can make them have more success because you're getting them supplies, you're getting them medicines, which costs a ton of money. You're giving them better housing arrangements, and you're giving them places like the Turtle Conservancy. They will buy places of land as well as the Turtle Survival Alliance and use this as protected grounds. So donating money to facilities like that, or the Turtle Room as well, is something I love to support. But let's talk about ways that you can support without paying money. For one, you can literally go to Facebook pages of Turtle Room, Turtle Survival Alliance, the Charlie Morkoff Foundation, Turtle Tortoise Preservation Group, Turtle Conservancy. There's a ton of them out there. You can just simply share their pages because I'm telling you, as much as it seems like one share doesn't do anything. Let's say, for example, I have 2,000 Facebook friends, and if I share one thing of a turtle and tortoise donation, that's going to go to hopefully, maybe around half my friends will see that, but those half, maybe one of them will share it. It's a domino effect. And in the long run, does it make a huge impact? Maybe it doesn't seem like that, but if you get one person to donate $1 and then you get another person to donate $1, you're helping in conservation indirectly just by sharing a simple Facebook post or sharing a simple Twitter tweet or even a YouTube video. Doing that can help contribute to the conservation of these animals. Now, let's say you are a small hobbyist and you own some animals. What can you do in terms of conservation then? You are already helping in conservation, but what you can do is show what you're doing. You can show your mistakes, which a lot of people are scared to do, but every single one of us make mistakes, and we should be more than willing to share those mistakes with other people. You can share your successes. You can join the Facebook groups. I would be careful of some of them because some of them are really weird and I hate some of the people that run them. But something you can do is join the Turtle Tortoise Preservation Group. That group is the best group, in my opinion, when it comes to turtles keeping. They have a wealth of knowledge of many keepers and many conservationists throughout the US and even the world that can share their knowledge, and they're more than willing to help other people. That is another way, you can share without spending a single dollar. I could make an hour-long video talking about all this stuff and what we could do, but for the sake of time, I just wanted to share some of the ideas and aspects that I have, because at the end of the day, these animals, although we have small successes here and there, they are dying. It's terrible it is to say. They are actually dying, and we were supposed to make changes 10, 15 years ago when we first were hearing about mainstream climate change and all that. We haven't done that. You guys all know we haven't done it, and it is a real thing. And these animals are dying, and it's no one's fault other than ours. So the least we can do is try to help and make sure that they don't go extinct, at least in captivity, because 10, 20 years from now, we're going to probably have more species go extinct, and it's only going to continue from there. So I'm sorry for this kind of downer video, but it's just something I wanted to talk about with people. So if you have any questions or want to support anybody, including myself, even though I'm not a facility, you can provide me with extra things through my Amazon list. But if you want to donate to actual groups or organizations, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to direct you to some that I personally think are doing some great work. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and we will see you next time.